How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Newegg TV. You're watching another episode of Yolk'd. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Steve. Kyle, how you doing, man? You look kind of upset this morning when you came in.
You know, Steve, actually I'm not doing so hot. My car's not starting, so kind of bummed about that.
Damn, that sucks. Anything I can do to help you?
Actually, yeah. You know, you could drive me to the mechanic later today. I'd really appreciate it.
I can't do anything today. I've got this thing going on with Elite Dangerous tonight, but maybe tomorrow or the day after.
Oh yeah, sure. No worries, dude. I'll just walk to work every day.
Okay.
Anyway, in today's top story, a shattered friendship overrun by betrayal. Square Enix and Sony, why you no understand. Nostalgia will only get you so far. True remasters will save your brand, just ask Nintendo. Ever since their PS3 tech demo at E3 in 2005, which showed a completely remastered version of the Final Fantasy VII game opener, longtime fans of the franchise have been asking, where's the rest of it? Square Enix has now had 9 years and a new generation console launch to bring us the answer, which is, here's a PS4 port from the 2013 PC port. Gee, thanks guys! This completely lackluster announcement came at last week's PlayStation Experience conference, and the audience response quickly took the air out of the room. A video posted on YouTube of the announcement, aptly titled, "No Thanks," has received over 100,000 views and over 1,500 dislikes. Square Enix and Sony need to take a note from Nintendo's playbook for once. The remaster and relaunch of Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U have been some of the most successful game launches this year, selling over 500,000 and 1.2 million copies in their first 48 hours respectively. This clearly demonstrates that when capitalizing in on nostalgia, give us something better than the original, or stop before your fans hate you for your obvious cash grabbing.
And speaking of Sony, it seems Final Fantasy VII fans are not the only people unhappy with their production decisions. This week, the media giant has been under a hacking firestorm. From Sony Pictures executives' personal data to the PlayStation Network, Sony just can't seem to catch a virtual breath. Pairing now with the FBI to trace the origins of the attack, over 140 gigabytes of internal files on films and productions have been released, as well as 100 terabytes of employees' sensitive data, celebrity contracts, and other account credentials. This levee break and subsequent data flood has been attributed to hacker group GOP. No, not that GOP. The Guardians of Peace have denied that they are to blame, but are for the reasons the attack and threats were placed: to stop the Seth Rogen and James Franco comedy The Interview from being released. Wait a second. The international hacking group that wants to stop a movie from the guys who are responsible for this spoof? The ever-opportunistic stars of the film took to SNL over the weekend to share some photos they claimed were leaked. If the FBI wasn't involved, it would be hard to believe this whole thing isn't just an elaborate publicity stunt.
In the DIY PC gamerverse, the top contenders for ugly press fisticuffs is no doubt AMD and Nvidia. However, with much less direct competitive banter, Intel seems to be staging an offensive against Qualcomm for mobile processor supremacy. According to PC Perspective and other sites, Intel is rejuvenating its plant in Chengdu with a $1.6 billion facelift to make it ready for chip testing. Qualcomm has been enjoying a fairly comfortable reign at the top of the mobile phone processor market. This can be attributed to their multi-tier strategy of offering processors at every affordability level. But lately, they've been slowed down by some legal mishmash with the Chinese government. This seems like the perfect hole in their line of defense, and the ever-watchful Intel is moving in for the capture. It's a shame that this can only play out in our imaginations. Why can't it be like that moment in Lord of the Rings when the orcs run the bomb into the sewage opening of Helm's Deep, and you know that the city's been breached? Where's Gandalf going to fly in from? Who is Gandalf in this story? Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, mobile processors. They're cool.
At Newegg TV, we're continually asked by our viewers, when is it a good time to upgrade my computer? Well, the answer is now. Ubisoft, in its seemingly trademark nose-thumbing to budget PC peasants, has, in much gentler political correct language of course, thrown up a big bird to dual-core gamers. With the much-talked-about release of Assassin's Creed Unity, and again with Far Cry 4, the developer has announced that it will not be optimized for dual-core gamers. Even though we like to throw rotten food at a deservingly bad performer, Ubisoft is not the only one. EA's Dragon Age Inquisition also requires a quad-core processor clocked at least 2 GHz if you're running blue and 2.5 GHz if you're running red. Techland's Dying Light is much less generous, listing a CPU minimum requirement of a Core i5 with a 3.3 GHz clock for Intel users and an FX 8320 at 3.5 GHz for AMD. Recommended VGA cards are from the upper echelons of both red and green. A budget gamer looking to upgrade to run the latest AAA titles could be looking at over $800 in upgrades. This is one of the biggest reasons we encourage people to build with a clear upgrade path in mind. Well, our hearts go out to you budget game players, but not our wallets.
All right, guys, it's going to wrap it up for this episode of Yolk'd. Thank you guys for watching.
Kyle, don't you have something going on this Saturday?
I do, actually. I'm going to be doing a live stream for charity on my personal YouTube channel at Awesome Sauce Network, and we're going to have some really special guests this time around, including you.
Sweet!
You're going to be there.
I love special guests. I guess that kind of wraps up our announcements, guys. So
I guess it does.
Thank you so much.
Nope. We got one.
Another one. Impromptu announcement.
Huh.
What's this? ChangHong sweepstakes.
China TECHspedition? TECHspedition.
Anyway, 5 winners and 1 guest each go on a trip to China with Newegg and ChangHong as brand ambassadors. Interesting. Winners will go with people from Newegg and will share their journey through video and social. What does it say? So there will be some folks from Newegg TV going to... Not it! I said it first.
All right, guys, check out the link in the description below to read more about that particular sweepstakes. And until then,
You've just been yoked.